Hello. Hello everybody, you are welcome to this channel. I am Atanu Betal and in this video we discuss about Lassine test or sodium fusion test. You know, this test is very important in organic chemistry. We use qualitative analysis to detect the presence of nitrogen, sulfur and halogen. To detect the presence of nitrogen, sulfur and halogen, we use this test, means Lassine test. For as a qualitative test, we use Lassine test or sodium fusion test. And in this video lecture we discuss about the preparation of the sodium extract or Lassine filtrate. Then after preparing this Lassine filtrate, how we detect the presence of halogen and sulfur and nitrogen in organic compound. I discuss details about the process and steps for the Lassine test of nitrogen, sulfur and halogens. So we start our discussion, and before starting discussion I would like to say that if you are new to this channel or you do not subscribe this channel, then you can subscribe this channel right now. Now we start our discussion about Lassine test or sodium fusion test. In Lassine test or sodium fusion test, at first you have to make sodium extract preparation or Lassine extract preparation. Sodium extract or Lassine extract preparation process is here a number of steps are present, and we see this number of steps that are required to prepare sodium extract or Lassine extract. And this is the first step for the detection process of nitrogen, sulfur and halogen by Lassine test. For Lassine test, this is the first process that we have to prepare sodium extract or we have to prepare Lassine extract. So for preparing Lassine extract, the first thing is you have to keep a hard glass test tube. At first you have to take one hard glass test tube, take one very small piece of sodium metal. This is sodium metal piece. So take a very small piece of sodium metal in a hard glass test tube. After that you have to heat this sodium metal until it melts. Until it melts, you have to heat this sodium metal, and after heating this sodium metal, you have to pour the sample in which you have to test the nitrogen, sulfur or halogen. You have to pour the sample to this test tube, and after this pouring the sample to the test tube, you have to heat the reaction mixture strongly until this bottom become red hot. Okay, so you have to pour the sample in the test tube and you have to heat this reaction mixture strongly until the bottom of the test tube become red hot. When the bottom of the test tube becomes red hot, that time you have to keep a china dish, and in this china dish this red hot bottom, you have to break this red hot bottom with a pestle. This one is a pestle. You have to press this bottom to a china dish where you have to keep 20 ml we have to keep 20 ml distilled water in china dish, and in 20 ml distilled water the test tube, the bottom part of the test tube is broken and a mixture is made. After making this mixture, you have to filter this mixture. You have to filter this mixture to prepare sodium extract or AC. When you filter this mixture, the mixture is called as sodium extract or lacine extract. So with this sodium extract, we have to divide this sodium extract part 1, part 2 and part 3. And after dividing this sodium extract in part 1, part 2 and part 3, we can perform these 3 tests: test for nitrogen, test for sulfur and test for halogen. Okay, so now we discuss about details of the procedure for the test of sulfur, halogen and nitrogen, and with the reaction involved in the test, chemical reaction involved in the test. Same time we discuss the chemical reaction involved in the test and the process of the test. Process of detection of nitrogen is at first. For the detection of nitrogen, at first we have to take the AC. For the detection of nitrogen, at first we have to take AC, sodium extract, then we have to add a few drops of sodium hydroxide, solution to the AC sodium extract, and after making alkaline to the sodium extract, we have to add freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution to this mixture, and then we boil the mixture. So this is the test for N. For nitrogen, what we have to do, we have to keep sodium extract in a test tube, then a few drops of sodium hydroxide solution is added to make alkaline to the sodium extract, then a freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution is added to this solution, and after adding ferrous sulfate solution, you have to heat the reaction mixture, then you have to cool the reaction mixture. After making cool, you have to acidify it with dilute H2SO4. So this is the full steps of the test. Sodium extract made alkaline with few drops of sodium hydroxide, then freshly prepared of ferrous sulfate solution is added. After that, mixture is heated, and after heating the mixture is cooled, and after cooling mixture is acidified with dilute H2SO4, and then if required ferric chloride solution is added. Okay, if required, then ferric chloride solution is added. Not always it is necessary. Ferric chloride solution is added, and after that, if a Oh. Prussian blue or the green. If Prussian blue or green color is observed, then this is indicating the presence of nitrogen in the compound. Okay, so after this test, if you observe Prussian blue color or green color, it is confirming the presence of nitrogen in the compound, in which you are making the chemical test. So we now see that what are the chemical reactions in this test. In this test, the chemical reaction is sodium metal is a reactive metal, and the carbon and nitrogen present in the sample. Carbon and nitrogen, both elements are present in the sample. At first, sodium metal turns this carbon and nitrogen to sodium cyanide. Then sodium cyanide, when reacts with ferrous hydroxide, it is forming this sodium ferrocyanide, and sodium ferrocyanide, when reacts with ferric chloride solution, it gives the ferric ferrocyanide, which is Prussian blue or green color. Here, when we add sodium hydroxide solution to the ferrous sulfate solution, then green color ferric hydroxide is precipitated, or green color of the solution is due to the ferric hydroxide, and to remove this green color, we have to add dilute H2SO4 solution. Okay, so this is the ultimate test when ferrous hydroxide and sodium cyanide, that is from the sodium extract. By sodium extract, it is formed sodium cyanide. Sodium cyanide on reaction with ferrous hydroxide, it is forming sodium ferrocyanide, and then sodium ferrocyanide on reaction with ferric chloride solution, it is forming the ferric ferrocyanide, which is the reason for the Prussian blue color or green color of the test. Means we observe the Prussian blue or green color, and then we can confirm the presence of nitrogen in this means the given sample. Given sample is tested as positive for nitrogen presence, and in this test we have to keep some points note that if nitrogen and sulfur both are present, that time sodium metal, when reacts with the compound, the sodium thiocyanide is formed, and sodium thiocyanide on reacting with ferric chloride, it is forming blood red coloration. So for this case, when nitrogen sulfur both are present in the given organic compounds or sample, that time you have to take a little more amount of sodium to prevent the formation of sodium thiocyanide. Okay, so this is about when nitrogen and sulfur both are present in the organic compound, then how you can test, how you can perform the Lassine test for nitrogen. Okay, after detecting the nitrogen or detection of the nitrogen, we discuss about the detection of sulfur. For the detection of sulfur, we have to do the following test. For sulfur, for S or for sulfur, we have to keep the sodium extract, and keeping sodium extract, we can do this test in two ways. We can perform this test in two ways. One is, you can take sodium extract, then acidified with acetic acid, and then then add lead acetate solution to the mixture. So we are doing that sodium extract is acidified with acetic acid, then lead acetate solution is added to the mixture, and observation is here a black precipitate is obtained. A black precipitate is obtained. If black precipitate is obtained after performing this test, then it is indicating the presence of sulfur in the given organic compound or given sample of organic compound. Number 2, we can test in the first case. See the chemical reaction involved in this test. Chemical reaction involved in this test is sodium metal is reactive metal. Sodium metal from the sample of the compound collect sulfur element and forms the sodium sulfide. This sodium sulfide, when reacts with lead acetate solution, it produces the black precipitate. Okay, here we are acidified with the acetic acid, because if we add sulfuric acid, dilute sulfuric acid, that time lead sulfate precipitate is obtained. So for acidification of this test, acidification of sodium extract, we can use only the acetic acid to acidify the sodium extract. We cannot use dilute H2SO4 because that time lead sulfate precipitate is obtained. So this is one test. Another one test for detection of sulfur is at first taking the sodium extract. At first we have to take the sodium extract, and then we have to add sodium nitroprusside solution. Okay, after taking the sodium extract in a test tube, we have to add sodium nitroprusside solution to it, and by adding sodium nitroprusside solution, if a purple coloration is observed, it is indicating the presence of sulfur in the organic compound. Okay, let us understand the reaction involved in the second test. Sodium extract is giving the supply of sodium sulfide. So sodium sulfide, when reacts with sodium nitroprusside solution, Na2FeCN5NO, sodium nitroprusside solution, this one is producing sodium this one is Fe4, no, Na4. Na4FeCN5NOS. So when this sodium sulfide solution is reacting with sodium nitroprusside solution, it is forming this purple coloration due to the formation of sodium pentacyano nitroso sulfido iron 3 compound. This compound is forming a purple color in the test of sulfur. So these are the test reactions that are involved in the detection of sulfur test. After that, we discuss about the detection of halogens. Halogens means chlorine, bromine and iodine. 3 halogen elements can be detected using this Lassine test. For this detection of X means halogen, what we have to do, we have to keep the sodium extract and concentrated HNO3, concentrated HNO3, at first we have to take sodium extract, and then concentrated HNO3 is mixed with the sodium extract, and the mixture is boiled strongly. Okay, after boil, mixture is boiled strongly. After boil, you have to add silver nitrate solution. You have to add silver nitrate solution. Silver nitrate solution. So these are the steps for detection of halogen. So sodium extract is taken, and with sodium extract concentrated nitric acid is added. Reaction mixture is boiled strongly. Reaction mixture is boiled strongly, and then silver nitrate solution is added to the solution, and by adding the silver nitrate solution, color of precipitate we have to see. If white color precipitate, white PPT means presence of Cl. Okay, and if we observe pale yellow precipitate, it is representing the presence of bromine, and if we see the precipitate of yellow color precipitate, it is representing presence of iodine. So this is the test. Sodium extract made, concentrated nitric acid is added, and then mixture is heated strongly, and then silver nitrate solution is added. White precipitate called the presence of chlorine, and pale yellow precipitate is indicating the presence of bromine as an element in organic compound, given organic compound, or for the presence of iodine it is producing a yellow precipitate. So now let us understand what are the reactions occurring in this test. So reactions occurring: at first, sodium metal convert the halogen element present in the organic compound, given organic compound, to the halide compound, sodium halide, so NaCl, NaBr, etc. So this one is the first in sodium extract. In sodium extract making time, sodium halide is formed. In the first step we are mixing concentrated nitric acid. Because why we are mixing concentrated nitric acid? Because the sodium cyanide and sodium sulfide also present with the sodium halide. Okay, in the sodium extract, sodium halide may also present with the sodium cyanide and sodium sulfide, and we have to remove both these two things, because these two things if remain in the sodium extract, that time it can interfere the test. So to remove this interference, what we have to do, at first using concentrated nitric acid, we have to boil these two substances and remove these two substances as HCN gas and H2S gas. As H2S gas and HCN gas, we have to remove this nitrogen and sulfur from the sodium extract, and after that when we add AgNO3 solution, the halide, sodium halide or sodium chloride for the chlorine element, it is forming the white precipitate of silver chloride, and on adding the ammonium hydroxide solution to this mixture, it is soluble, means precipitate of white color precipitate of silver chloride is soluble in ammonium hydroxide solution. Similarly, sodium cyanide solution, making some space for writing. And similarly for sodium bromide, for the bromine element, it is forming the bromide precipitate, silver bromide precipitate, and for iodine it is forming silver iodide precipitate. But you have to keep in mind that we must need to boil off this sodium extract with nitric acid strongly, because if the reaction mixture contains sodium cyanide in any way, sodium cyanide, so then when silver nitrate solution is added, it is forming silver nitrate plus sodium cyanide is forming precipitate, white color precipitate, of silver cyanide. So to prevent this or precipitation of sodium cyanide that is present in sodium extract, we must need to remove this sodium cyanide and sodium sulfide from the reaction mixture by boiling with concentrated nitric acid. If we use sodium sulfide plus AgNO3, it is still forming silver sulfide precipitate. Silver sulfide precipitate, it is black precipitate. Black precipitate is formed. So for this reason this test is interfere with the presence of sulfur and nitrogen. So for this reason we have to keep this test very actively, because we have to remove this sodium cyanide and sodium sulfide from the reaction mixture, means from the sodium extract, otherwise these two can interfere. Okay, so this is the whole process of Lassine test, and the Lassine test for halogen, Lassine test for sulfur, and Lassine test for nitrogen. I am discussing the full details about Lassine test, the procedure and the chemical test that are involved in Lassine test. It is a complete discussion about Lassine test. Okay, so this is the discussions. If you find this video is useful to you, then like this video, and if you have any question, any problem regarding this video or regarding this discussion, then you can write in the comment section below. Okay, and you can watch all other videos I made. I already made the respective playlist for each category, for each chapter, organic, inorganic or physical chemistry. You can watch the videos or the lecture videos from the playlist, respective playlist. Okay, so and if you face any problem to watch watch the videos, then you also can contact me. Okay, so this is about this class, and if you find that this channel is useful to you, then you can subscribe this channel and hit the notification button to get the new video upload notification. Thank you.